Rachel. Today we're gonna do a little cooking with me video. As you guys know, I'm half Salvadorian, half Puerto Rican, born in New York, so I have like a little twist and a little mix in my cooking style. We're gonna do carne guisada, which is like stewed beef with vegetables, rice, and like vegetables, which be green squash and broccoli on the side. Stay tuned, give it a like. Okay guys, first we're gonna start with the rice. The rice is something that takes longer than the beef, so we're gonna start making the rice. By the time we're done with the meat, the rice should be done. Okay, we're gonna start off with a little bit of oil. Everybody makes their rice different. This is how I make mine. First we start with a little bit of oil. Then we go in with a little bit of salt. Okay, just a little bit. Like I said, Salvadorian, Puerto Rican, we like our flavors. We put in a little bit of garlic. That's why I say a little bit of salt, because this is garlic salt. So you don't want your rice to be salty, right? Then we go on with the rice. Some people wash the rice, some people don't. Kind of the ones that don't, because they say you wash the vitamins off. So this is jasmine rice. My family only likes jasmine rice. So we'll make 1 cup of rice, and we're gonna go see the machine, and we're gonna put the rice up to where it says number 3. So it's probably like 2 cups of rice. Well, this Mickey cup that we use. A little more. We'll check with the spoon to like level it off. It could be exactly on the 3. Okay, see? It's exactly on the 3. Okay, we can even do a little more. Okay. Leveling it off is right at the 3. And we always gotta do clean as you go, just a little bit. So all the seasonings could get blended in with the oil and stuff and the salt. Then we add water. We're adding water. Okay guys, so I put all my seasonings, all my water. We're just gonna check. It's supposed to be to the first line of your finger. When you touch the rice, you see guys? That should be good. We're gonna give it one last stir. Always check your food for salt. I think it needs a little bit more. Okay guys, now you close it, you cover it, and you push the button down, and now you see it says cook. When the rice is done, this light will turn orange or yellow. I'm not sure what color it is right now, and that will indicate that the rice is cooked, and it will keep warm until you do your other part of your meal or your dinner. Okay guys, as I showed you, we put the rice to cook. We're gonna let the rice cook, do its thing. We're gonna go on to the meat. This is beef carne picada. That's what it says. Got it at our local Food Lion, and I'm gonna take it out of the packet, and I'm gonna put it on into my bowl. Okay. Just put it in there. I'm gonna take my other packet of carne picada, and the same thing, put it onto my bowl. Now we take this meat and we're gonna go over to the sink and we're gonna wash it. Okay guys, we have our meat in our sink, I'm sorry. As you see, we're gonna turn the water on. We're gonna turn it to cold, because you just wanna rinse the meat, wash the meat, because you know, it's prepackaged and you should always wash your meat. Okay? So, since this is beef, I just really run cold water through it. I don't do much anything. Okay, and you see the water is coming out with a little like the fat and the imperfections in the meat. We're just gonna, without dropping any in the sink, we're gonna try to remove all that nasty water. Okay, and for your security, and if you know that the meat is really washed, you could give it another, and you see that the water comes out a little different, a little clearer now than, you know, that much gunk in it. Okay, so then, like I said, whichever way is easier for you. You could put a plate on top of it to squeeze the meat down to get all the water out, or you could just wing it like I do. Okay, guys. And as you're letting it out, you could actually squeeze it, and you see that most of the water will come out. Okay. Now we're gonna go season it. Hey guys, as I demonstrated to you, I washed my meat. Everybody washes their meat different. This is how I do mine. I have a few seasonings in front of us. Seasoning is something that you add what you want. It's up to your discretion. Everybody seasons some way. I season mine. We're gonna start, like I said, half Puerto Rican. In a Puerto Rican household, you know about your adobo. So we're just gonna add some adobo. Okay, a little bit, because this stuff is really salty. Then this will be one of my favorite seasonings. It's called seasoned salt, whatever you want to call it. It's seasoned salt. You add some of that. Then you get a little ground cumin. So this is going to be like a carne guisada stewed. I like to add a little bit of cumin. Cumin is a condiment that goes very far. So we'll add a little bit of that. Then we're gonna do something that well, in my opinion, when you cook beef, doesn't matter how you cook it, you should always put Worcestershire sauce in it because it gives it a little better flavor. Then we're gonna add, again, garlic, because who does not like garlic? Then we're gonna go with sazon Goya. This is Spanish seasoning as well, and this is the beef. And this is another Goya product. It's called Sazon Goya con culantro y achote. Culantro is, I'm not sure what that is, but this is like orangey color, and it gives your meat that orangey color. Okay. And then this is sofrito. This is another Puerto Rican thing. I like to add it to my stuff because this is like onion, garlic, any kind of pepper, salt. It's a little bit of everything, and you can really, really taste it in your meat. Okay, after you add all that, then you're gonna mix it. And you know, you could like eyeball it, you know, if you think it's missing, or if you think you need to add a little bit more. It's up to you. That's up to your discretion, what you think you wanna do. Because like I said, everybody cooks different. We don't all cook the same. And since this meat is like very thin, it cooks really fast, and you know, you just add stuff. To me, it still looks like a little, like it still needs a little more of something. So we're just gonna add a little bit more sazon. I've been cooking since I'm like 10. So I know just by looking at stuff, like just eyeballing it, I guess, when you know that I think it needs more. And this is like liquidy. You see it's more liquidy, but it has like vegetables chopped in it, and you can see. Okay. So I think that's good. When we're cooking it, when I'm cooking it, you could always taste it. You know, when the meat is starting to look a little cooked, you're not gonna eat the meat until it's fully cooked. You're just gonna grab the thing and then try it. Okay? So now I've marinated my meat. It's always best if you marinate meat overnight or a few hours, but since I'm cooking and doing it now, I have my vegetables to prep, so I'm gonna leave this on the side so it can marinate a little longer. Okay guys, so we have my meat here marinating. We don't have to mess with that. You could leave it alone. We're gonna go on to prepping the vegetables that you wanna add. This is something that you could add what you want. There's no right way, there's no wrong way. There's just your way. So this is what I do. We're just gonna get these. This is yellow green peppers, and we're gonna chop them. You can chop them thin, thick, julienne, whatever. Basically, whatever floats your boat. Okay, and this is me chopping my vegetables. You could use as much as you want. You have 1 green pepper, 2 green pepper, yellow, orange, red. Like I told you, this is whatever you feel is right for you. Okay, so this is our green pepper. We're gonna go on to our onion. And this would be the same thing. You add what you want to add to it. How much you want to add. A full onion, half an onion, whatever you want to do. Okay, I always peel my onion. And I always take the first layer off. I don't know why, because it's hard to peel. So you just take that 1 layer off. You put your onion and you do the same thing. You chop it. Just don't chop your fingers off. This is my onion. Now we go to our tomatoes. Tomatoes looking a little funky because it's grown in my garden. My husband planted a whole bunch of tomato plants and we're full of tomatoes now. And you could chop the tomato. It does not even matter how you chop a tomato because once you put it in the pot, it turns into liquid mush. Which, at the end of the day, it's flavor. So you just, you know, like I said, we have to take the imperfections out because this is grown in our garden. So, you know, they're not perfect like you get them at the store. And you can add as much tomato. I'm going to be adding 2 because they're babies. And same thing, you take the top part off because that's where they grow in the plant. You don't need that. Okay, so that's, you see, these are my vegetables. Hey guys, in every kitchen, you know what I'm talking about, they have that one little bowl that is ugly looking, but it's your favorite bowl. This would be mine. It's all dented, all ugly, but this would be one of my favorite bowls. So after you chop up these vegetables, you could put them in your bowl. The tomatoes will have a lot of juice, so I'm not gonna grab it with my hands. And you could just put it on the bowl, put it on the side until you need it. Stop. Okay guys, we're gonna do some vegetables because you know you have to eat some vegetables. These are vegetables of our preference. We're gonna be doing some broccoli and we're gonna be doing some green zucchini. I already pre-washed my broccoli, so you could just chop it up the way you want. My son does not eat the bottom. He eats the top, but he won't eat. He eats the top, but he won't eat the bottom. They all taste the same to me, but whatever. So we'll just cut them into small little pieces, taking off the most of the stem. Tastes the same to me, but whatever. We just put it on the side in our bowl. Okay, and this is something that, like I said, you could chop it the way you want. There's no certain way, there's no right way, there's no wrong way. So I just do this. If like this one, the floret is really big, you could chop it in half because you know you don't want your vegetables to cook at different, you know, one is skinny, one is thick. They're gonna cook at different times. So just, like I said, chop up whatever you're not gonna use. Go here, just chop it in half. Okay, and these are gonna be like, there's a lot of ways to cook broccoli. If you just wanna steam them, I just put it in a shopping bag. Like, you know, when you go grocery shopping, you put a little bit of oil or a little bit of butter, a little bit of garlic, and close it, and you can put it in the microwave for like 3 to 4 minutes, 5 the most, and you'll have perfectly clean steamed broccoli. That's just the way to do it. But today, since we're doing it with another vegetable, we're gonna do it like stir-fried vegetables. I pre-washed my vegetables. We're gonna go on to the squash. The squash, I don't recommend that you cut it too thin because this is literally done in like 3 to 4 minutes. This is a very watery vegetable. So I kind of do it a little thicker than usual because I want to see that there's squash in there. And if you cut it too thin, it's just going to be mushy. So, but like I said, you could do it every way you want to do it. And it's good to have a garbage bowl, plate, whatever you want to have next to you. So you could put whatever you're not using. Just don't let the vegetables roll away from you. Okay. Okay guys, now you see I chopped off my vegetables. We're just gonna put it in the bowl. By this time your meat has gotten a little time to marinate, so we're gonna go and proceed to cook the meat. You can just leave your vegetables until you're ready to use them. Okay guys, so to speed up the process, I just put my pot on high, and as you see it's splashing. Now that we're gonna introduce the meat, we're just gonna lower it because it will splash. So like I said, you have two options. You could leave the garlic in or you could take it out. I'm going to leave it in because I like it. I'm not going to eat it. It's just flavor. And it's big enough that if one of the people that does not like garlic see it, they could take it out. Okay. So now we're going to put our meat. Remember, it has juice and the stove is on high. Well, I lowered it, but the heat is still high. So be careful when you put it in so you won't get burned. Okay, so now I always cook with the handle of the pot inwards because they're small children, and you know, to prevent any kind of accidents, always cook with the handles inside the stove. Okay, so now you see the meat. There goes that little piece of garlic. You're just gonna stir it. Okay, like I said, this meat is very thin. So it's not a meat that you're going to have to be watching or like, you know, you just let it be. Put your fire, like I said, on medium. Cover it and let it be for like a good 5 minutes. You'll see the meat starting to change color, boiling a little bit. Then we will go back to that. The way you cook your meat, like on medium, you let it sit, the meat will start cooking in its own juices. And since this is like a stewed beef kind of thing, with a little bit of juice, we want the juice in it. So we will lower it down to like a medium and let it chill, okay? So after a few minutes, the meat being cooked, we'll come back and check on it. After a few minutes of the meat being cooked, let it cook its own juice, like I told you. We will come back and add the vegetables. Okay guys, now I'm checking my meat. If you want to come up close, my camera woman, and you can see that it's mostly all cooked. So like I said, you could try it for flavor. It tastes good to me. And you know, you could always fix when you don't have enough salt, but you can't fix when you put too much salt. So now this is good. We're gonna add our vegetables. See all that goodness, guys? And we're gonna just let it cook, like I said, on low, medium, whatever you want to do, and just cover it and let it be. Okay guys, now we have checked the meat. We added the vegetables. We could give one last look while we give time for the pot to heat up for the stir-fried vegetables. This is what your meat should look like. Just gonna let it be, cover it, and don't even touch it. It smells amazing. Okay, now we're gonna go to the vegetables. Don't mind the pot. Like I told you guys, we all have that pot, that bowl that looks like it's been through hell and back, but we like it. And as we see how much we like it, we got 2 of the same pots. Okay, now we're gonna do the vegetables. All we have to do is like, you can put a little bit of butter in it. Hello. Guys, I added my butter, and as you see, it melted nicely. Then we're gonna add our vegetables. And tonight we're doing zucchini and broccoli. This is one of the vegetables that do take the longest, the broccoli. So this is gonna take like 15 to 20 minutes. If you want, you can stir it occasionally just to see, you know, that they'll cook evenly. But me, I'm just gonna cover it and let it be for like 15 to 20 minutes. Okay guys, so everything is soft. It looks good, smells good. You're just gonna leave it for like 5 more minutes because you do not want your liquid to dry out, because this is some liquid that you will put on top of your rice. Okay, so we're just gonna mix it and let it be, and like in 5 minutes we will come and turn it off completely. And at this time you put your meat on low. Okay guys, a few minutes have passed, like I said, 15 to 20, and I'm gonna come and check my vegetables. Yes, they are fully cooked. I like them this cooked. I don't like them a little overdone, or I just think they're perfect. They're still green. They haven't lost their color. As you see, this vegetable is as soft, like I told you. Not falling apart, but soft to eat. Okay, so we're going to leave that alone, cover it, and we're going to do a testing of our food. We're going to try it out to see how it came out. I'm here with our clean utensils, and we're going to get a little bit of rice. This is just a taste testing, okay? So we're not going to get a full portion. We'll come here and we get some broccoli. We'll come here and we're going to get some of the meat. Okay, since I will obviously say that my cooking is the best, we're gonna let my daughter try it out. Okay, we're gonna give it to Avileni, my daughter. You know, another member of the M fam, and she's gonna try it. Okay, guys. So like I said, this is not a full portion. This is just a taste tester. I'm gonna let Avi, another member of the M fam, try it out. Your honest opinion.
Okay. Get some. It's good.
How does it taste, Avi?
It's good.
Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe. Cooking with Rachel. I hope it was helpful to you guys. Everybody cooks different. This is my way of cooking, what my family likes. Give it a like, subscribe. Thank you. See you next time.